Good afternoon, everybody. Hope you're all doing well. It is well, it looks like a lovely day down here in Joplin, Missouri, but in actual fact, it's IFR flight conditions and pretty miserable. So we're on the few clouds preset to give us a little bit of nice weather so we can see the route. We're down here. Today we're flying from Joplin, Missouri down to Tulsa, Oklahoma. With a little side detour, we're going to be cutting through the southeast corner of Kansas as well as we go. Now, I know that apparently I'm being hit with the multiplayer bug because at least one other person is here. Kevin, I think, is sitting over there somewhere. He can see me. I cannot see him. So hopefully that pops in a minute and we'll be able to finally see him because it's rather annoying when you can't. So let's jump on board. We'll get the aircraft fired up and we'll get ourselves ready to go. All right, we are on board the airplane. We'll get that moved out of the way. Get the mixture back. That's fine. All right, so let's get the batteries on. We'll get the power up. Go kill the warning.
Okay.
Oh, you're here as well, Wayne. Excellent. Good to see you. So we're going to put the mixture all the way in. We'll get the fuel pump on. That's going to prime the system. How's things going? How's the renovations going? You guys must have been done that for a while now, eh? All right, we'll crack the throttle.
TAWS system test. Okay.
The not the landing light, the beacon light and the nav lights are on. And clear prop. There we go. We will bring, yeah, I did a reload as well, Kevin, just to confirm that I was in multiplayer, but because I did see somebody on the load-in map, but it didn't quite work when I got in, so is what it is. All right, so we'll take off the good to hear, Wayne, good to hear. We'll get back to the actual nav in a second. We're just going to remove that. We're going to leave that as the GPS needle, not that we're going to be using it. For that, it is just going to be our reference. We'll go to option 3 on the winds, although really they're just going to be coming off of the west at a couple knots. 1200 on, yeah, that's fine. We'll put the transponder on, and we're pretty good where we're sitting right now. So we're going to come over here. We're going to put in where we are, which is Joplin, Missouri. You can see it there. We're at the airport. Oh, I'm hearing somebody start up. Oh, there you guys are. I see you now. Alrighty. So we're going to put in the airport we're at, which is Kilo Juliet Lima November, as you can see. Juliet Lima November, Joplin, Missouri. No. Yeah. That's not what I want. And then from Joplin, Missouri, we are heading to Kilo Tango Uniform Lima, which is Tulsa, Oklahoma. There we go, Tulsa, Oklahoma. We'll enter that in. There's our route. And we can come off the flight plan page. And this is just going to be a reference, as we are doing VFR navigation, basically following the roads as we go. So the engine's warmed up, and there's the guys over there. Wayne's spun around, and it looks like Kevin's up and running and is DC-free. So given the winds are slightly out of the west today, on the few clouds preset, we're going to be taking off on runway 31. So it's not going to be a very far taxi at all. So I think we are pretty much ready to go. So we will put on the taxi light, release the brakes, and we'll get ourselves up and around. There we go. Spin her around here. So for those of you who don't know, we did the second leg of Route 3 of Blue's F1 support flight series. There was 4 of us, Pilot Pat, myself, Nick, and Dark. And we flew from Singapore down to Melbourne, Australia. It was about a 7-hour flight. And it went very well. It took off in about 5 hours after the time that I landed there last time. And so it was a takeoff about 2 hours before sunset. And we had pretty much a night flight all the way over, and I think when we landed we were just getting the false dawn starting to appear on the horizon. So very early morning arrival into Melbourne. Of course, that's all in lead up to the Australia Grand Prix, which is this weekend. After that, we've got, I believe it's 2 weeks, and we've got to take all our stuff over from Melbourne to Italy. So that's going to be like a 3-leg trip on that one. Haven't quite figured out. I think we're going back to Singapore, and then from Singapore to Dubai, and then from Dubai we'll head up to Italy. I can't remember exactly where it is in Italy. Alright, so we'll get takeoff flap set. We're going to go off at well, what would be Charlie 1 if this airport was accurate to the Navigraph charts I'm looking at, which it isn't. So we'll just wheel out here on 3-1 and we'll line ourselves up. And as per normal, when we take off, we're going to fly back around and we will get a nice view of Joplin, Missouri before we head off and head down to our destination airport via the historic Route 66. Alright, so landing lights are on, strobe lights are now on. Just give the guys room to get out behind me. I know Kevin's got that bigger airplane. Alright, so here we are, and we are going to set a cruising altitude today of 2,500 feet. So we'll get that dialed in. Just got to remember where the dial is. There it is. And we will be good to go. Everybody's here. So we're going to take off. It's going to be a right-hand turnout. And then we're going to fly down over the city. And what we're going to do is that after circling over downtown and coming back to the north, we're going to make a left turn and pick up the Route 66 and head out of Joplin towards the Kansas border. so everything is set. Mixture is fully rich. And here we go, full power for takeoff. Just use the rudder to line ourselves up as we start to roll. There we go. Power to full. A lot of rudder to correct and hold it on the center line, which is very realistic. 50 knots, 60 knots, gonna ease some back pressure in, and up we go. Of course, we're gonna maintain our northern climb until we get 500 feet, so until about 1,400 feet or so. There goes Wayne. Looks like he's had a gear pump failure. Get her trimmed a little bit. We're going to ease back slightly to 2,500 on the power. Alright, so we're going to go autopilot on, heading mode. 600-foot vertical speed is good. Make sure that's clicked in there. So there we go. There's about where we want to be. So flaps can come up. So we're going to begin our turn to the right. There's our shadow down below. That's not our shadow. That's a DC-3 shadow. There he goes, flying over top of us. We'll turn to the east for a minute. We'll clear the airport environ and head southwards. There's the airport off to our right there. You can see the nice trees and everything that we're getting from Rick's AccuSeasons. Every day it does an update and it's slowly bringing the trees in line, so we should start seeing more green. I think I can see more green than we were a couple weeks ago as spring comes. Although it's not coming where I am. We had freezing rain this morning. It's only 1 degree out. 2,500 feet coming up. So we're going to pull ourselves back to 2350. Bring the mixture back a little bit. There we go, about there. And that'll be our cruise power setting. And now we're going to turn to the south. Take a look at the city. There she is. We're basically flying, this is Airport Drive, I believe, right here at the bottom of the airport. Webb City High School. And this is a little area up here is called Webb City. The obligatory U.S. high school football field. Have Walmart Supercenter. They get very flat out this way, as we've noticed on the last couple legs. There is not a lot of up and down out here. Over here, I believe, is Missouri Southern State University. Northland Park Mall. It's again one of those towns, not a lot of high buildings either. I mean, this is kind of the downtown area. There's definitely not a lot of big buildings here. So it's interesting, just down, we're going to loop down below the highway here, the Interstate 44, and then come up the other side, the next major road over, and there's a Bonnie and Clyde garage apartment. I have no idea what that's for. Of course, Bonnie and Clyde, a famous male-female bank robbers and everything. They were shot dead by police. Bunch of little hotels and stuff down here, kind of the main hotel area. Turn now and head up westward and kind of circle around and come up. And we'll pick up Route 66 again. There's that hospital, I think last time we were here we looked at. Mercy Hospital. That was our turning point for heading north when we came in before. That's when we were following the interstate. So the Bonnie and Clyde garage apartment is over here. Follow this road up. Actually, no, it's the next one over. It's over there. So railroad tracks running through. Again, you gotta watch the towers and stuff we have. We got a hell of a signal out here. Being so flat. Oh, there he is, right over top of me. So here we have the Joplin High School. believe. We're going to now head off to the west. It doesn't look like a high school to me. We're now going to come down here. Well, it's the Ozark Christian College by the looks of it. I'm going to keep turning around here. Again, we'll turn to the west. Go. And we're now over the old Route 66 that leads out of Joplin. There's another school down there with the obligatory football field. You see there, Joplin Eagles. That's pretty cool. Seeing that in the sim. So there it is down here. That's Route 66. Watch the big towers. A couple of big towers. Like radio stations. Of course, these would all be listed on a VFR sectional chart. And we're now going to carry on heading to the west here along this road. So this is one of the shortest legs of the route in any state coming up. As I said, it just kind of cuts the corner. Trying to get the bot online. That should do it. I'll do a check in a second. I'm going to follow the little turn here, and as we do, when we get about halfway, hello, Dark. How are you doing? We are now crossing into the great state of Kansas. So we're now coming up for Galena, Kansas. Apparently there's a number of small historic little landmarks along this little section here that we're going through. It's one of the few extremely original sections of Route 66 that still exists with all the amenities and things on it. And we're coming up to the, I don't know what this body of water is called. Is it a river? The Spring River. So we're coming up to here, and the bridge over it. This is the route, like the Route 66 bridge, and we've got all that neat stuff labeled like that. Spring River kind of turns into a bit of a reservoir there. And on the other side of it, you can see the little town of Riverton. Game match 123. Hello. How are you doing today? Welcome to the stream. Oh, we're doing good. We're doing very good, thank you. And game match, you're over on Twitch too. I just saw that. Sorry, it's on another screen. I gotta keep remembering to look up there. How are you doing? I'm saying game match. It's not really what it says, is it? Gamma Tech. There's Riverton. We're gonna turn. Oh, there's Kevin trying to sneak ahead. We're going to turn to the south now. And we're going to be following the line here as we head south. Well, I started on YouTube and I did it, and I just kind of did it on Twitch just to raise awareness and see if I could interest anyone else over there. But the people I fly with and everything are all YouTube types, so let's kind of do it here. And I'm used to it, and I mean I'm really just doing this for fun, so. We're making the turn here. We're slowly working our way around, coming down towards Baxter Springs. There it is, coming into view. We're going to keep to this road here as we fly over Baxter Springs. Again, this is the original Route 66. And we're now heading southwards. A couple baseball diamonds below. It's Wayne going down for a look. Hi, Gamma Tech, thanks for the subscription. Greatly appreciated. Yeah, just, we'll see if anyone wants to come in, and, if they want to watch over on Twitch, that's great as well. So we're over Baxter Springs now. And as we come up, oh, you did a follow on Twitch too. Well, thanks a lot. As we come up to the bottom end here of Baxter Springs, we're going to be leaving the state of Kansas and heading into the state of Oklahoma. And that happens somewhere just south of the built-up area of the city here. We're going to follow the route here as we continue heading southwesterly in a general direction. And we're not following the interstate at the moment. We're out here on the original section of the route. And we're heading to a town that sounds like the Klingon word for success. It's Quapaw, Oklahoma. I think we're down here in tornado country. sure they get a lot of them out here. Yeah, house lands on you in Kansas. Well, we're out of Kansas now. Wayne, we're in Oklahoma, where the wind comes blowing down the plains. And I don't know the rest of the song. Again, you can see the high school here on the northern side with the baseball diamond. I'm surprised they don't have a football field, but that's probably this with the track around it. We're just going to do a little bit of a turn here. Yeah, following the original route. And turning once again westward. Let's get the mouse off the screen there. Yeah, I can't remember. It's Oklahoma where the winds come tumbling down the plains, and that's, again, that's the only line of that I know, and I've never actually seen the musical. Kevin's nose wheel is down. Oh no. That's a very rare issue that occurs on a DC-3. Interesting, the farmers' fields over here. What's going on there? Is it there? I don't know if that's water or the maps aren't showing really got a lot of water there. Who knows? The famous DC-3 nose wheel. So we're coming up now to the little town of Commerce. And we'll make a turn to the south over it. We're heading out here towards Commerce. That's it there. As you can see. And the route heads through there. We've turned southwards now. We're heading down here. This is the town of North Miami, North Miami. And we have the North Miami Regional Airport, or as they just call it, the Miami Regional Airport. It's like another school down here with a baseball diamond and a track and field. That's a big thing about a lot of places in the States. They all seem to have their own airfields. There's a lot of them down there. We're still on the original route as we fly over North Miami, and we've got northeastern Oklahoma A&M College coming up ahead. there it is over there. You can see there's the football field. Baseball diamond here. It's the university buildings. There's the rail line. But we're going to be making a right turn, crossing over the river, which is the, let's see if I can find the name of the river before we get there. Neosho River. And we're going to be following the road right there. It's Route 66 heads back out into the countryside. There you can see the route there, and it comes around this way, facing south again. And again, an unbroken horizon from end to end. Can't see, really can't see any land deviation in elevation anywhere. So we're just gonna come over here and follow the route. Narcissa is the name of this area coming up. I think it's a little community. Not on this road, but on the next. Now the original route doesn't exist at the moment right here, but over here, let's see, somewhere over here, there's a 9-foot section of the original pavement, and the original route's still there. I guess that's a thing to be saved. There's Narcissa in here. And we're just going to follow this down. Sorry, I'm just going between multiple screens here, trying to track the route and see where we are. So Interstate 44, which we're going to pick up again in a second, is also known as the Will Rogers Turnpike down here in Oklahoma. And there it is there, coming in from the east. I'm going to cross over, and we're going to pick that up and then head off on the turnpike. Little town of Afton over here. Again, just watching multiple routes and maps and charts and all that good stuff, so we know where we are. lot of water there out there to the south. There's the interchange. So we'll pick up the interstate here. There we go. And now we'll be following this for a while. Mentioned that's the little town of Afton. We're in a lot of heavy farm country here. Pretty big farms going on here in Oklahoma. Looking very nice. The trees, as I start to go from the browns to the greens, are looking good as well. A little bit of a, oh, there's Wayne, and I think yeah, there's Kevin up behind us. This is the same type of train that extends up into Canada, what we call the prairies. They call it the Great Plains, you know, out this way. But it's the same flat ground that is great for farming. Again, we got a bit of the same thing up there once you get out into the Saskatchewan and eastern Alberta and western Manitoba. It is flat and you can't see anything. It's just small little communities. It's even more remote than you see down here with there is not much out there, and those that are around, it's a huge distance between them. Flying along good. So coming up is the town of Venida. There's still buffalo out there, Wayne. I was in South Dakota, and I was in Custer National Park, and they've got one of the largest herds of buffalo down in the U.S. They were stampeding. I was up on a ridge on my bike, and they were down below in the valley, and they were stampeding, and you could hear them from about a mile away. It was pretty awesome. But this is the town of Venida coming up, and we're actually going to leave the interstate, and we're going to latch ourselves onto it. Or we're going to go, anyway, through. And we're going to head out once again back on the old Route 66 following it. I see some cloud going by. But there's the town. And we're going to come off at this interchange here into the town, down, and then out along, again, the old Route 66. They actually do raise, I think they raise bison, which is very similar, for meat. But yeah, you can still see them. Nowhere near the millions that used to run through here back in the day. So at the intersection that's coming up, we're going to leave the interstate, as I mentioned. We're going to fly through Veneta. And of course, down here you've got Craig County Fairground. So I guess we're in Craig County. But we're going to make a turn again into the town and around there and off back out into the countryside. So we'll give them a wave as we fly over. Again, looks like rail line there. I don't think it is. It must be road. Maybe it is rail line that does an actual cross like that. That's pretty wild. There we go, right over downtown. Anywhere, this is the old route. I think it's 69. Yeah, 69, 66. We're on the 66 part. And we'll make the turn to follow it out. As we fly over the Big Cabin Creek down below us there. Coming up is also Park Hill Motel and RV Park. Yeah, I know they exist. Doesn't seem very safe, but, you know, as long as it's controlled, I guess. Down here, little area, the Highway Cafe. That 69 heads off to the left there, and we're going to carry on 66 here. The old Route 66, although I think they've improved the road in this section anyway. See the single undivided highway coming up. And we're going to follow it for a bit. Definitely got rail line beside it. You can see all the carriages and rail cars down there. Looks like a liquid line of liquid containers. Stretch on pretty far there. Oh, there's the end of the train. Looks like it goes back to single track too, so looks like a passing point. Probably gonna be moving very slowly as well, so. I do like the ones in some of the states where there's one where the rail line goes right down the main road in the street. Basically, everyone's got to get out of the way of the train. This is White Oak, little community of. Now passing under the left wing. And I believe I was reading that in Oklahoma, Route 66 kind of traverses the entire state, like almost from corner to corner. So I think it's the state that has the longest distance of the route within its borders. 400 miles, I think it is. Because as you can see, you can't see at the moment, but we're traveling southwest, so we're kind of going from the northeast to I think the southwest corner of the state. And just a lot of little farming communities down here, and a lot of trees. Another big body of water up ahead. That's the let's see if we can get a name on it. Oligo Lake. We can see there. Fairly big lake. So once again, we're into a divided highway here. We're coming up for the little town of Chelsea, Oklahoma. Crossing Pryor Creek as we come up to it. There is the Pryor Creek Bridge Route 66. Kind of a landmark. Not only known for its high school, but it also known for its Dollar General. Just looking for the creek. I think I can see it. Looks like there's a little bridge right there. That would be the Pryor Creek Route 66 bridge, or the Pryor Creek Bridge on Route 66, however they want to word it. So we're going to come into Chelsea here, the Chelsea High School over here. Dollar General is down right there. And that's actually where we're going to leave this section of road. This is a modern Route 66, but this is the old one. It goes down this way. So we're going to be turning south at this point. And flying down the old Route 66. Be going past a couple towns, but we're heading down for, well, actually we're heading down to a landmark. That is the proper Route 66 there, but we're heading down towards Ed Galloway's Totem Pole Park, and then we're going to head to the town of Foyle. Just checking my maps. Yeah. Alright. So there's not going to be much down here until we make the turn. I'm going to see if that park is there. It seems to be right on the side of Route 28. There's Route 66 going along there, but the main map I'm following is a bit of a tourist hotspots type of thing along it as well, so it does these little detours here and there. I missed that this one was a detour. We'll grab it in a second. I'm just watching concession roads here to make sure we get the right road. Yeah, it's this one coming up. Not the one right below us, but the next one. And it should be just before the next road, so somewhere around here. Let's see if we can see it. Because who doesn't like a good totem pole? Especially in park format, so it should be this in here, because the next road's coming up and set back a little bit, so we'll see when we get there. I think that's it there. There's the road. Somewhere down here. Alright, so we're just going to keep following this road out. The little town of Foyle, which is ahead, and then we're going to pick up the route again. Yeah, Wayne's having fun in this Spitfire. I think out of all of us, he's got the most time in those things. here's the little town of Foyle coming up. And of course, right down here, where we're going to come up to it, you'll find the well-known on Google Annie's Diner. Four and a half out of 5 stars. Oh, there you go. If you need food, Annie's Diner, right there. Of course, on the other side of the highway, we've got the obligatory high school. And we're back on the route. The lake over there. Coming up to the bottom of it. Claremore Lake is coming up. That's the next lake you can see there to the left of the highway. Oh, Kevin. You should know about it better than that. It's an airliner, not a fighter. So coming up in Claremore, we have the Will Rogers Memorial Museum. We watched Will Rogers in one of the movies that I show on the in-flight entertainment. We have Rogers State University. I guess this is where he's from. There's the town ahead of us, Claremore. Another school below. That's the Sequoia High School, a little community of Sequoia. We're flying over right now. Just saw a wingtip flash on the screen there. Oh, there he is. Kevin, are you back? Droning along, having learnt your place. So we're not too far away from our destination now. So there's a Claremore High School coming up. See the railroad tracks coming in. The road deviating here along the edge of the tracks to come into the town here. And you get down to click around here is the J.M. Davis Arms and Historical Museum. Will Rogers Memorial University is out over here. We're just going to keep following down. Interstate 44 is starting to come in over on the left. But I don't think we're going to get up to it. Just going to keep motoring down here. And our standard Walmart supercenters and all that coming up below. There's the Walmart Supercenter and the Lowe's Home Improvement. Some other places out this way. Another RV dealer. Should be able to spot that one pretty easily. Of course, we're kind of paralleling the railroad tracks down there as well. Tulsa's not far away. So when we get down, we're going to be landing straight in at Tulsa. We're going to be going on a runway 26. It's 2,700 feet, and then we will be I don't know where we're going. I don't know what the there's no real chart diagram for what buildings are where. The National Guard is up on the north end, so we're not going to go there. We'll probably get off and go to a parking spot just south of the runway. Interesting little mobile, like home community type of places here. There's the RV dealer. See them all sitting there. Right there. And this, and here's the little town of Verdigris. Crossing the Verdigris River. And Tulsa's laid out ahead of us. So I'm under a little bit of a time constraint, so we're just going to head right into the airport. Next week when we take off, we'll circle around and get a look at Tulsa, Oklahoma. But again, not seeing many large buildings. Here's the river coming up. This is the Verdigris River. And then this park is called Rogers Point Park. Right there. Then down here you'll find a tourist site called the Blue Whale of KTUL, which is apparently a big blue whale. got the airport in sight. We're going to turn to the west. Airport elevation is 680 feet, so 1680 for our approach altitude would be good. Oop, that's way too far. What about there? We're going to head down to 1680. Call it 1700. Pull the power. Mixture fully forward. Airport's ahead. I got the runway in sight. Landing lights are on. Mixture's fully forward. Oop. Get out of that mode. Oh, there's Kevin right behind us. And Wayne's buzzing somewhere. He's right on top of us. Well, at least looks like Tulsa's got some bigger buildings downtown there. You can see it off in the distance there. There's 200 to go. Wind's 4 knots, pretty much on the nose. Looking very nice. Alright, so kill the autopilot. Start bringing back the power. Got the lights. I'm not really needing them. I'm doing a visual approach. Pull the throttle. We're going to trim it back. Keep our nose up. Let the speed bleed off. There we go. First white. We're going to go with first notch of flaps. Second notch of flaps. We're going to trim for 65. And then we'll use the throttle to control our descent. So we're high. That's fine. We're in a 172. It's not going to be a big issue. A little bit of back trim. We were a bit fast. Trick for visual approaches is you pick the spot. In this case, because they've got the landing markers, you can use them. And what you want to do is try to keep those on your windshield in the same spot. And if they're in the same spot, not moving up or down, that means you're heading right towards it. So we'll exit to the left and then we'll taxi down past the main terminal there, which is off to our left as we're coming in, and we'll park in the buildings behind it. So that's why I'm going long. Not your other left, Wayne. Your other left. Alright, we'll go to the right. And we can do that too, I guess. Alright. Come back on the power. Just flare as we come to the ground. And we're down. And being a Cessna 172, we can make that first turn off. It's not taking us anywhere, but that's fine. Oh, now where are you going? This is not a turn off. I don't know what that was. We'll get that off. We'll get the landing lights off. Get the strobe lights off. Let's get over here to the taxiway. I will just park in the grass here. Kevin, where'd you go? Let's see what we got here. Let's get a bit of a higher view. Let's go say hi to the control tower. I bet they don't get visitors that often. Obviously not something you do in real life. Looks like Kevin's going around. There we go. I just push them out of the way. Alright, so we can kill our taxi lights and nav lights. And we can kill the fuel. Magnetos are off. Avionics, master battery, and alternator are all off. So there we go. Welcome to Tulsa, Oklahoma. We made it. Weather was excellent because it's the good weather preset. That's going to do it for today's stream. And next week we'll be carrying on out of here as we continue to enjoy Route 66, seeing where it takes us and enjoying the changes in the terrain, although it's been pretty flat and stable here so far. So until next time, have a good day. Our next stream is on Saturday. There will be no stream on Friday. I'm off to a concert, and we'll be up at 1300 Zulu on Saturday, carrying on in the Twin Otters and our little tour of Norway. So we will see you next time. Take it easy. Bye for now.